Are you threatening me? I am Cornholio.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today, we're counting down our picks for the most righteous examples of Beavis and Butt-Head's chaotic cartoon energy, or hilarious musical put-downs.
Hello? Hey, baby. He's like out having his butt cleaned.
Number 30, Disrespecting the King. Bungholio, Lord of the Harvest. There's no accounting for taste, right? The careers of both King Diamond and his former band Merciful Fate have influenced generations of metalheads over the years. This doesn't include Beavis and Butt-Head, of course, and they take great pride in eviscerating this clip from Diamond's solo career.
I kind of feel sorry for these guys, because I think it's probably not their fault that they suck so much.
Yeah, it is.
The Family Ghost is a song taken from one of the King's most well-regarded and legendary LPs, Abigail. But our boys let the clip have it with some merciless insults. They compare King Diamond to the Count from Sesame Street and make no bones about how they think the music on screen, well, sucks.
It's too bad, really.
Number 29, Gone Are the Glory Days. Eating contest. David Lee Roth's status as the former frontman for Van Halen couldn't save him from the verbal barbs of Beavis and Butt-Head.
This dude used to be the lead singer for Van Halen.
Oh sure, our duo certainly appreciates how Diamond Dave always ensured to include chicks with big thingies in his videos, but most of their time is spent opining about how far David Lee has fallen from grace.
This dude dances like John Cougar Malamar.
Yeah. But he doesn't suck as much.
Yeah.
They criticize his dancing and also take some time referencing the Right Now video from Van Halen.
Like, right now, David wishes he had his old job back.
Yeah.
Specifically, this clip fits nicely alongside other memorable instances of Beavis and Butt-Head lampooning older hair metal artists, from Vince Neil to Kix.
I think it's safe to say that this sucks.
Yeah. It sucks.
Number 28, their triumphant return, second revival. When the world needed them most, they return.
Okay, so this is the four of you?
Yes. You guys are smart, right?
Yeah. That's why you asked us to join you, my ladies.
Smart.
Tried and true fans of the original series could rejoice in the 2022 Beavis and Butt-Head revival, as their antics remain as stupid as ever, even in 2025. And we say that with love, of course. The new episodes adapt to the modern era, embracing contemporary forms of media as the MTV days are now behind them.
I'm now a dad, and I'm a CEO.
Whoa. He's way more excited about being a CEO than he is about being a dad.
But even still, their signature dumbassery remains unchanged, despite an evolved media landscape. We can never get enough of your mom jokes from these two, and now we'll have no shortage.
AI, why is it so cold in here?
Oh, boy. That's not going to tell us, Butthead.
Number 27, switching channels. Buffin' stuff. It didn't take more than a few seconds for Beavis and Butt-Head to switch the channel from Milli Vanilli's Baby Don't Forget My Number to something, anything else.
Baby, don't be shy when you're holding my hand, 'cause as time goes by, you got to understand.
The pair don't even have to share any words. Just the horrified looks on their faces are enough for us to know that they do not like what they see. Beavis and Butt-Head then switch over to the video clip for Separate Ways by Journey, and things settle into a more familiar, though no less hilarious, groove.
I think this is Barry Manilow.
This isn't Barry Manilow. He's blonde-haired like me.
Let's be honest, the decision to mime musical instruments combined with the tight framing hasn't done Separate Ways any favors. And the boys take great delight in letting us know all about how they feel.
This guy sucks.
Yeah.
And then this guy, just look at him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Number 26, Butthead Can't Take Any More. Heroes. There were certain bands that seemed to appear time and again on Beavis and Butt-Head, always returning for a verbal thrashing from our favorite teenage reprobates.
This isn't Spinal Tap. This sucks.
Yeah, that sucks.
Grim Reaper were one of these acts, members of the new wave of British heavy metal movement that admittedly didn't have the best track record when it came to music videos. Butthead reacts in hilarious fashion to the ending of See You in Hell, when Grim Reaper's vocalist Steve Grimmett reaches down for his high note.
Whoa, look at his face.
Yeah.
Beavis and Butt-Head are absolutely ruthless when it comes to making fun of how Grim Reaper dresses, what they look like, and how they sound. And sure, it may be mean, but it's also wickedly funny.
Shut up! Shut up!
Yeah, shut up.
You suck!
Stop, in the name of all that which does not suck.
Number 25, doing a death metal voice, Wall of Youth. Our blokes, Beavis and Butt-Head, weren't particularly kind to a lot of death metal on their show.
Ooh, is this a joke?
Yeah. Yeah. I think this is supposed to be funny.
The boys' musical tastes tended to dwell within the more traditional heavy metal spectrum, so it didn't really matter how respected the band Death was in the underground. The band received a disharmonious welcome from Beavis and Butt-Head with The Philosopher. We admit, however, that Beavis' impersonation of the band leader Chuck Schuldiner ordering some fast food is some pretty funny stuff.
I'd like 2 tacos, please! And a small order of fries!
Elsewhere, the pair's out-of-nowhere references to the Jeremy video from Pearl Jam also never fail to make us chuckle.
How come Jeremy's always like hanging out in the woods?
Number 24, telling it like it is. Date bait. There are certain Beavis and Butt-Head quotes that are short and simple, but also easily accessible when it comes to everyday musical conversation.
Whoa, was that a bear?
And we admit to pulling this one out whenever we hear a part in a song we don't like. Morbid Angel's video clip for God of Emptiness initially gets some decent reactions from both Beavis and Butt-Head, thanks to the creepy, monstrous visuals. Then, to quote Butthead, God of Emptiness officially goes off the rails as the boys take turns riffing on vocalist David Vincent's song-ending vocal coda.
This is where it starts to get really stupid.
Beavis may not understand what it means to bow splendidly, but we definitely know that this clip is still freaking funny.
Bow to me splendidly? What does that mean?
Number 23, balls out for Accept. Tornado. Germany's Accept are still going strong today as elder statesmen for their country's brand of muscular, riff-driven heavy metal.
This sucks.
Yeah, it sucks.
This pedigree mattered little to Beavis and Butt-Head back when this video clip for Balls to the Wall hit their airwaves.
You got a backstage pass, sir?
Yeah.
They belittle Accept's former frontman Udo Dirk Snyder for his height and appearance and bemoan the fact that neither the destruction nor demolition of the video seems to be working. Butthead then compares Accept to another favorite punching bag of the pair, Crocus, lumping both into a group of bands that suck.
Check it out. It's Crocus coming to kick their ass.
Yeah.
It's the night of the living bands that suck.
Number 22, Butthead chokes on chicken. Ozzy gets shame. Choke. We've never failed to fall for a bit of comedically low-hanging fruit.
You're choking your chicken? Choking your chicken.
And sure, choking is no joke, but Butthead choking on chicken? Yeah. We're immature. Sue us. Elsewhere, this video also features a hilarious bit of riffing when the boys check out the video for Lita Ford's collaboration with Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh, check it out, Butthead, it's Ozzy.
Yeah.
Beavis and Butt-Head lament on Ozzy's inclusion on Close My Eyes Forever and imply that the former Black Sabbath frontman's best years are firmly in the rear view. Osbourne's monster faces just don't seem to scare the boys anymore, but at least they get a good giggle about Butt-Head being hard on Ozzy.
You're being kind of hard on Ozzy, Butthead.
I'm being what, Ozzy?
Number 21. Presenting the Best Sound Effects Oscar, the 69th Academy Awards. Not even the Academy Awards were safe from the all-prevailing influence of Beavis and Butt-Head back in the 90s.
But there's always going to be 1 or 2 bad apples in the bunch.
Those guys are cool.
Yeah.
This not-so-dynamic duo actually presented the Oscar statue for Best Sound Effects Editing during the 69th annual ceremony event back in 1997.
Cool. I like explosions.
Yeah, me too.
These guys are cool.
And sure, Billy Crystal may have hosted again, and we're sure there were tons of notable moments that we have no way of remembering today. But you know what we do remember? Watching our favorite destructive anti-heroes on our television screens, infiltrating the Academy Awards with their lowbrow brand of nonsense.
Shut up, Butthead.
Butt knocker, butt knocker, butt knocker.
Number 20. A kite-related accident. Beavis and Butt-Head should probably avoid watching documentaries, considering this one lands them in the hospital. Seeing how Benjamin Franklin wanted to prove the presence of electricity and lightning, the boys decided to try it out themselves.
Damn it, Beavis. Quit screwing around. We've got an experiment to do. Help me get this stupid kite down.
So they fly a kite into a storm in the hopes that lightning will strike. It sure does, and they cause a storm of their own when asked by a reporter just how they ended up in the emergency room. Assuming that a factual program could never be responsible, music videos get the blame instead.
I understand that in one of the videos there was fire, explosions, and even lightning. We're not saying there was a connection, but certainly the coincidence is difficult to ignore. It's obvious that kids are imitating what they see.
Beavis and Butt-Head may not quite be able to see what a parody the whole scenario is, but their sentiment isn't wrong.
That chick is stupid.
Yeah. I hope nobody imitates her.
Number 19. The airplane shenanigans. When Beavis and Butt-Head headed for the big screen, there were people who wondered if they could go the distance on a feature film. Well, that question was certainly answered with a resounding yes, as the critics largely loved it. But make no mistake, they didn't dial down the humor in the slightest, as evidenced by the airplane scene.
Are you two heading for Las Vegas?
Yeah, we're gonna score.
Oh, well, I hope to score big there myself. I'm mostly gonna be doing the slots.
It basically has everything, including a misinterpreted comedy of errors, Butthead's legendary lusting over the air hostess, a takeoff injury, and the return of Beavis's alter ego. Oh, and they nearly crashed the plane.
I Am Cornholio.
Did we mention this all happens in just over 4 minutes? Number 18. Thanksgiving with Kurt Loder. Though they returned in 2011, Beavis and Butt-Head were due to bow out in 1997. Before the original finale, we were treated to this special, where the duo teamed up with MTV's rather deadpan anchor Kurt Loder. Why, you may ask? Well, to cover the Thanksgiving parade, of course.
Settle down, Loder. This is the same place you took us to last night.
Yeah. Oh, and that chick Ginger says hi.
Now, they don't perform their tasks with the same professionalism as the veteran host, even mocking his surname at one point. They spend more time messing around during their segments than anything else. Plus, Butthead makes an interesting case for what he actually looks like.
This is what I look like.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll be damned.
This episode is a unique one-off, but it is very funny, which feels more important than anything else.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just trying to get into the holiday mood, you know.
Number 17. Kiss and Tell. Beavis and Butt-Head episodes were great in and of themselves, so it's easy to forget that the show was also built around hearing their unfiltered thoughts on music videos featured on MTV back then.
Garbage is cool.
Yeah. I like Wind, too. Wind is cool.
But there were more than a few notable moments involving these clips. On one particular occasion, when reviewing Kiss I Love It Loud, the boys really take things to the next level. There's a lot about this video that they draw hilarity from, and the segment gave us some unforgettable lines that have stood the test of time.
These guys are pretty cool for a bunch of mimes.
And this is a band the duo actually like.
Kiss is cool.
Yeah. When they gonna spit some blood?
Number 16. A memorable interview.
You know them, you love them. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Beavis and Butt-Head.
Do not adjust your sets. That really is the one and only David Letterman welcoming Beavis and Butt-Head onto his set. In what has to be one of the funniest movie marketing stunts ever, we were treated to an interview between the host and the boys. It's no surprise that the interview doesn't exactly go Letterman's way, as his guests immediately begin to misbehave.
It's about me and Beavis. And this chick. And I like growing my part, if you know what I mean.
It really feels like they're there with him, though. Bringing live action and animation together in this way can have been easy, but the extra effort was worth it. After all, the veteran interviewer did lend his voice to a particular character in the movie.
I scored with these two chicks. True story.
Number 15, the debut. All the comedy greats have to start somewhere when trying to make their mark. You could argue that for the likes of Will Ferrell, Adam Sandler, and even Eddie Murphy. That place was Saturday Night Live. For Beavis and Butt-Head, though, it was a 1992 short called Frog Baseball.
Dude, a frog!
Frog baseball! Get him!
This marked Mike Judge's inaugural short starring the pair, and it notably featured them playing the title game. You don't need much imagination to figure out what the pastime entailed. The popularity of the two lead characters was enough to make fans want to see them again, and thus, Beavis and Butt-Head, as we now know them, were born.
Strike one!
Number 14, forcing Stewart to access adult sites.
And this class is the computer that will act as Highland High School's gateway to the information superhighway.
Let's be honest. If you were a teenager during or after the growth of the World Wide Web, then a situation like the one Beavis and Butt-Head experienced here was probably par for the course. During the first run of Mike Judge's animation, internet use wasn't as simple or widespread as it is now. But the show's title characters certainly don't let that stop them.
Come on, I want to see it! I want to see it! Damn it!
Yeah, come on, Stuart, do it.
So resourceful as ever, they bother their poor friend Stuart and make him access adult sites on the school library computer. Their reactions make it seem as though they've struck gold, but they're totally exaggerating, right?
Oh my God!
Number 13, going after a fly. The times where Beavis and Butt-Head draw on the realities of life make up some of their finest moments, and this insect-related incident is the perfect example. We've all been frustrated by a wayward fly pestering us while we're watching TV or minding our own business.
Damn it. This thing is starting to piss me off.
Most of us would probably just swat it away or ignore it. But Beavis and Butt-Head love going big, even when faced with mundane problems. So they draw up a litany of unnecessary plans, including one involving way too much poison.
I need some air!
Don't be stupid, Beavis.
By the end, they've exacerbated the problem, getting rid of one fly but attracting a swarm of others. Hopefully, nobody tried any of this at home. Number 12, too much Korn. As we mentioned, much of Beavis and Butt-Head's time is spent watching music videos, and their witticisms are most often dedicated directly to the content of the clips themselves.
This looks like it might rock.
Yeah, maybe.
But sometimes, like on this occasion, the boys get a little distracted and go off on a tangent. But we're certainly not complaining. During a viewing of Korn's Blind music video, Beavis engages in some self-hypoxia by holding his breath in an attempt to make himself dizzy. Except it has some rather unexpected and hilarious consequences. He becomes much more recognizant, articulating his critiques on the band with a vocabulary hitherto unexplored.
I think that the problem with this video is it is highly derivative of many popular bands within the genre. Although when viewed on its own merits, it does have a decent
Beavis?
groove. However, what it has in groove, it lacks in originality.
He then forgets the whole thing, and it's absolutely amazing.
Korn would do well to learn more from... Ow! Whoa! What happened?
Number 11, a reverse academic journey. We all know the boys aren't necessarily the sharpest tools in the shed, but the show took things one step further and really addressed their lack of academic prowess in this episode. Another page in their battle book with Principal McVicker, the pair get demoted down to 8th grade.
You just don't belong in the 9th grade. I'm calling the principal of Wilson Elementary School to arrange for you both to go back 1 grade.
So like, what grade would that put us in?
But it doesn't end there, as their academic malpractices get them sent all the way back to kindergarten. Naturally, they treat us to some hilarious moments there, managing to be more childish than their new contemporaries.
Numbers suck.
Are you angry, Butthead?
Yeah, I'm like angry at numbers.
Yeah, there's like too many of them and stuff.
By the end, they're promoted back, not because they're any good at school, but because even kindergarten can't handle them anymore. Number 10, a touching finale? No, Beavis and Butthead are not dead. They're being their typical selves, just not at school. But the institution and Principal McVicker think that they are because, well, Beavis told them so on the phone.
This is Highland High calling. I'm trying to find out why Beavis and Butthead have not been in school for the past 3 weeks.
Oh, yeah, they're dead.
And at first, everyone is happier for it. The school thrives and Beavis and Butthead just stay at home, where they are quite content to watch TV. But then a media report about 2 deaths at Highland High prompts them to return. The best part of their resurrection is the apparent coronary it gives McVicker, after which they stroll off together.
Come on, Beavis, let's get out of here.
Yeah, really.
Needless to say, it was one heck of a way to end their first run. Number 9, sex education. Sex Education Week is hardly a mundane occasion. It's probably never a laughing matter for the poor souls who have to teach teenagers about the birds and the bees. But when 2 of those youths are Beavis and Butthead, it's more akin to torture.
So, all sperm cells contain either an X chromosome or a Y chromosome, and...
She said sperm.
Yet, in a stroke of genius, Principal McVicker turns the tables by forbidding them from laughing. He's doing it as a general punishment, but it means that they have to keep straight faces through Coach Buzzcut's sex ed lessons. The strain on the boys' faces as they sit through the overemphasized terms and unfortunate names and roll call is already funny enough.
Well, now that that's out of the way, let's take roll. Butt kiss!
Here.
But the uncontrolled laughs and sweating that follows their egress are downright hilarious. Number 8, Harry Sack. Generations who grew up with smartphones will likely not have experienced the amusement of opening a new phone book. But older viewers probably remember the fun that came with looking up the more unfortunately named listings.
Hey, Butthead, check it out. A new phone book.
Cool. Let's, call someone.
When Beavis and Butthead get one, they immediately fixate on the Harry Sack entry. You probably don't need any help figuring out what that sounds like. Their month-long campaign of calling the unhinged man ends with poor Mr. Stevenson on the receiving end of some brutal violence. We're not sure what's funnier, the fact that it all started with the boys mispronouncing Mr. Sack's name, or the implication that they don't know their own address.
You don't know your own address?
Tell you what. Do you have any mail around? Read me the address off of that.
Number 7, a bloody sight. The medical advice for having a nosebleed generally involves breathing through the mouth and pinching the bridge for a little while. That sounds fairly straightforward, no? Well, if you're Butthead, that's not enough.
Beavis, this is the coolest thing you've ever done.
The methods he employs to stop Beavis's nose from bleeding, an injury that he actually caused, are absolutely insane. And it kind of feels like watching a car crash. You can't tear your eyes away from the paper bag over the head attempt or the drink water through the nose attempt. And the improper use of a tampon request ends with both of them suffering the same fate.
Here's a quarter. Could you, buy me one of those, those things you put in your thing when you got your thing?
We'd say they should have just waited for the bleed to stop on its own, but then we wouldn't have this hilarious segment. Number 6, I Got You Babe, with Cher. During the 90s, it would have been hard to find anyone who didn't enjoy Beavis and Butthead, even just a little bit. And as you know by now, music was a big part of what made the animated series special.
Now you've gone multimedia. You have entered the music business yourself. You've done a CD, Beavis and Butthead, singing with a lot of stars.
So imagine how delighted fans were when the duo put out an album of their own called The Beavis and Butthead Experience. And they went above and beyond, giving us a collaboration with Cher. Yes, that Cher. Indeed, the superstars sang her and Sonny's hit I Got You Babe with the boys, and it was glorious.
I got you, babe. I got you, babe. I got you, babe.
We didn't even know we needed this partnership, but now it's impossible to imagine life without it.
Is it true that you used to be, like, married to that Bono dude?
Number 5. An explosive reaction. The tech support episode is itself a hilarious endeavor that's certainly worthy of checking out. But the inclusion of Katy Perry's Firework music video provided us with all the more laughs. Apparently, Beavis's tastes have somewhat evolved during the show's 14-year hiatus.
I gotta say, I kind of like this song, though.
Okay, Beavis.
As it turns out, despite years of singing along with rock bands and wearing a Metallica shirt, he's a Katy Perry fan. Firework takes him to his happy place and even inspires him to put the title explosives down his pants.
You're a dumbass, Beavis.
Hey, no one here is judging, especially because the song is a bop. But Butthead is when he insists that Perry isn't speaking directly to Beavis. Number 4. Like father, like son. For the entire run of Beavis and Butt-Head, there was no real sign of either boy's parents anywhere. In fact, they were quite conspicuous by their absence, especially since Beavis and Butt-Head were school-aged kids. But the movie did feed our curiosity. In the desert, the boys stumble upon two very similar-looking and laughing roadies.
Hey, one of you bastards got a match?
Yeah. My butt and your, butt.
At no point does it occur to any of the four that they may be related, but it's resoundingly obvious to the audience. Being a Mike Judge work, this isn't some Hallmark reunion either, as the Motley Crue roadie manages to make a fire bigger with his flatulence. And just for extra kicks, Butthead's probable father is voiced by David Letterman.
Here's another true story. About 15 years ago, we stopped in this toilet called Highland.
Really? That's where we're from.
Number 3. Hardly working. What does Beavis, Butthead, and a job temping at an office equal? Well, the boys sort of thrive in an office environment in their own unique, destructive way.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Would you like a copy of my butt?
No, we haven't entered into some sort of bizarro land where up is down. Deciding to forego the school day, Beavis and Butthead stumble upon a real estate agency and accidentally start working there. As it happens, their immature antics, which include Butthead photocopying his behind, don't go over too badly.
Mr. Mueller put you up to this, didn't he? Oh my. The stories I could tell you.
Despite breaking the office computer and phone, the boys don't actually get fired. So we guess this counts as a win for them and us. Number 2. Returning to Hijinks. When Beavis and Butthead ended its first run, no one expected them to return from the sunset into which they walked. But in 2011, the show returned to audiences new and old. Mike Judge kicked things off without missing a beat by having the boys, who hadn't aged a day, watch the Twilight Saga eclipse.
Is Bella a zombie? She's always just like standing there with her mouth open and she acts like she's dead.
Shh, quiet.
Yeah, sorry.
That combined with the related discussion in class leads them to believe that they'd be more attractive if they were undead. Seeing a werewolf, they decide to get him to infect them.
Ow.
But naturally, the plan ends up being less straightforward than they think and causes them to fall ill. It's a true return to form. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Cornholio. Beavis's unusual alter ego was the source of many hilarious moments. Cornholio usually comes out to play whenever Beavis is overly stimulated or is in the midst of some form of mental break.
What's your problem, Beavis? Now, in other parts of the world, they don't settle down.
The alternative persona is simply Beavis with a shirt pulled over his head, going on a quest that fans of the show can probably quote verbatim.
I am Cornholio. For my
He's chaotic, wild, and truly iconic. His mere existence makes the show funnier. Cornholio ended up becoming a running gag, with the character being revisited numerous times, even making an appearance in the movie.
I am Cornholio. I need picata for my bunghole.
You'll have to wait your turn, sir.
Are you threatening me? My bunghole will not wait.
It goes without saying that Beavis and Butthead wouldn't be what it is without him. Did you ever discover any new bands from watching Beavis and Butthead? Let us know in the comments.
You know the last time you went to the bathroom?
Yeah.
I hocked a loogie in your Coke, and you drank it. It was cool.